of the world, now I'm living. And the good just gets better, keeps on giving. Not even close to the end, it's just beginning. Life is getting lighter while the days are getting brighter, yeah.
Hey, it's Ann Perry. Welcome back. This is the 9th in a series of 9 videos. Woo, we got through them all. And the 9 videos were all about the master number 11s in love. Who are you best compatible with? So today we're going to be talking about how compatible you are with the life path number 9. So I hope that you'll stick by and learn lots. All right, first of all, let's take a look at what the needs are of the master number 11. We need to explore that because we need to know what our needs are before we can go find somebody who can help support those needs. You need to know that 11s need to be able to control their environment. They need to be able to say, I want that wall painted in this color rather than that color because I can't sleep in that color, right? They want that kind of control. They want to know that they can say, yeah, we're going to sleep under cotton tonight instead of satin. I want to have this meal rather than that meal. Not that they're control freaks, but anything that is subject to stressing out their system in any way, they want to have a little bit of say in that. They want to be able to live in a very peaceful, harmonious atmosphere. They want to be able to control that in a certain way because they don't deal well with any kind of negativity or chaos or disruption. Living in a place where doors are slamming all the time, whatnot, that's just not going to be a healthy environment for them. They need a lot of support because they are here as spiritual messengers. The way that they go about being the spiritual messenger is to get in touch with that double one energy, right? The double one energy is, the one is about confidence, the second one is about creative potential. So they're here to get in touch with their creative potential and be very confident about it as they inspire and empower other people. But they kind of lack confidence in that area. So they need somebody who's going to support them and encourage them and be their partners in cheerleaders, right? They're going to really want someone who's a very loyal partner. 11s really love loyalty. They love romance. Bring on the chocolates, the wine, all of it, right? Because they're all over romance. It can be the most subtle gesture because they're very sensitive and sympathetic, and they're just very sentimental. They just love even the smallest gesture of romance. They want someone who's interested in the arts because theater is important to them. Romance movies are important to them. Romance shows are important to them. If there's a series on TV, anything to do with that. They want someone who's strong but not too in their face. They just want to know that they're going to be well supported. 11s are very strong people. They can be kind of shy, but they're really quite strong in their own way, and they're their own leaders. But they still need to know that there's somebody there that's got a bit of a backbone that's going to support them if they need it. Now, what does the 9 life path number need? The 9s are fixers, so they need someone who's going to accept the fact that they are fixers. They want to find a solution for everything. If they meet you for the first time, if a 9 meets you for the first time, they might be inclined to say, well, I can really help you with that. And you didn't even know that you needed help, right? Because they're always running around to be helpful. They want to be of selfless service all the time. So they're always looking for little ways to be helpful, right? And sometimes when you don't recognize that you have an issue or a problem, that help isn't really exactly welcome, right? So just something to think about. A partner who respects their connection to their spiritual self. 11s are extremely spiritual, so are 9s, very, very much so. Very intuitive. They need someone who allows them to be the leader. The 9s really want to save the day. They want to lead their families and their partners into battle, and they want to be able to lead them out of battle. They want to help win that battle, and they want to be the hero at the end of the day. They need someone who can make them feel safe from abandonment, because even though they're pounding their chests going, I'm saving the world here, they're kind of a little insecure, and they're really quite afraid of being left behind. So you want to make sure that they feel really comfortable that they're not going to be abandoned. Someone who loves and appreciates nature. If you're not the kind of person who values going out to walk in the woods and go to some kind of a outback camp for your vacation, if you'd sooner be in a 5-star kind of resort all-inclusive, the 9 might not be your guy, okay? Because they really like to be out there experiencing nature. They want to get out in the tent, they want to go kayaking down the river. They don't care if they get bitten by the bugs, it's all part of it, right? So they're very, very much about nature. They are someone who can understand they need someone who can understand the 9's need to be of service. So, for example, if you're this person, you're an 11 and you're sitting at your kitchen table and you're having a bit of a crisis and you're bawling your eyes out and you're trying to tell your partner about what went on in your day and this new tragedy that's happened, and the phone rings and it's somebody calling your 9 life path partner saying, oh gosh, I'm broken down on the side of the road, can you come and help me? He's going to go, hey, would you mind just putting that crisis on hold just for a second? Because I kind of have to go out there and help my friend out, right? You know? And it's not because he doesn't love you. It's not because he doesn't care about you. It's not because they don't want to be with you. It's just the fact that they have this vision that's so much bigger than you, so much further out there, because they're humanitarians. They want to be of selfless service, not just here, way out here, and include a whole lot of people. This is sometimes the crisis that they're handling right here is sometimes just not big enough. They need to handle a bigger scenario out here. So they want to have someone who really appreciates the need for them to be charitable. Okay, they really like to be involved in charities. They really like to give of themselves. They need someone who's going to respect the fact that they're dreamers and they're visionaries, and sometimes the dreams just seem so far-fetched and so out there and not very grounded. But they dream big, and quite often they can manifest an awful lot because of that. So they need somebody who's willing to at least allow them to talk about it and voice it and support it in some way. So let's take a look at what each of you bring to the relationship. The master number 11s bring a lot of compassion and sensitivity, a real need for spirituality, a real need for a connection to spirit. Very, very creative people. They have the ability to understand both sides of a situation, because the 11, remember, is also a 2, and the 2 is all about balance and seeing both sides to a scenario. They're great listeners. They make really good counselors. They're excellent mediators. They're really good peacekeepers. Very, very loyal people. They're inspiring, passionate. Again, they're romantic. You got to look to them for romance. They have a real need for partnership. The life path number of 9 now, they are also equally sensitive, but they've got very sensitive egos. Different kind of a sensitivity than what the master number 11s have. But they're very sensitive in their ego, in that they bruise really easily, so you have to handle them a little bit delicately. They're very intuitive, just like the 11s are. They're exceedingly intuitive. Again, like the 11s, they're very, very creative. Again, like the 11s, they're very much the visionary and also romantic. They have a huge love of nature. They have a huge love of their fellow man, bringing in that need for humanitarian efforts. Very charitable, selfless givers. They just give, give, give. They have wonderful healing capabilities within them, and they are peacemakers. Likewise, the master number 11s really appreciate peace and harmony. And the 9 life path number is somebody that really aspires to be the peacemaker. So let's take a look at the negative aspects to the 11 and the 9. There's always a negative side to each life path number, and there's a positive side, and we would be amiss if we didn't look at both in this case. So the master number 11 is somebody who is very hypersensitive to everything. They are people pleasers. They sometimes over-please. And the reason they do that is because they need desperately to be a partner. They need to be in a relationship, so they don't want to risk being left behind. So they don't want to be abandoned. So the 2s tend to overcompensate sometimes because they just don't want to lose any friends or lovers over this. So they can often be frustrated with their position in life because the 11 signed a contract that said, I'm going to do something amazing while I'm here. I'm going to be that visionary. I'm going to be that spiritual messenger that delivers a really important message that really inspires and empowers people in this lifetime. But I don't know what it is, right? And so they get really frustrated with their lot in life. They have a huge need for partnership. They can be very smothering because of this, and they'll set unrealistic expectations and standards for themselves. And when they don't meet the bar, they end up crashing and burning. And when they crash and burn, they get depressed, and it's a vicious cycle that keeps on going over and over again. So their job is to learn how to sort of drop that bar a little bit so they can meet their more realistic goals and standards for themselves. The 9s suffer from trust issues, right? They have a really hard time trusting people. And just situations in general. They're very intuitive. They border on psychic. They kind of have feelings about things. They have a lot of forerunners and premonitions. They can sometimes be a little too concerned for people or causes outside of your relationship. The 11s have a huge need for partnership. And sometimes you're going to find that your partner, who's a 9, is going to be more interested in what's going on outside of your home than what's going on inside your home. It's just easier for them to serve a larger group than it is for the smaller group. They relate better that way. They're very overly sensitive. They have very fragile egos, as we talked about. They need to be validated. They need to be told, yes, you're doing a good job. Thank you for doing that. They need to be appreciated. They have trouble asking for help because they have this huge need to be the one that is the helper. Therefore, they have a hard time asking for the assistance. They feel the weight of the world on their shoulders. They wish they could heal and fix and support everything and everyone, right? If they had enough money to support the whole world, they'd be the philanthropists. They can be very fanatical about whatever cause they believe in. So, for example, if you've been counting on them for a date night on Friday night, but all of a sudden you find out that this convention for this cause that they've been supporting for all these years is in town, they're likely going to go for the convention rather than going on that promised date night with you. Okay, so are the 11s and the 9s compatible? Well, let's take a look at that. And we need to be reminded that it's not just enough to look at the life path numbers to determine whether you're compatible or not. A lot of it has to do with the other core numbers, which include the expression number, the heart's desire number, and the birthday number. Okay, those are all 4 core numbers that will definitely have a lot of influence in terms of your compatibility and the qualities that you bring to the relationship. But the life path number is a huge contributor to this. It's based on your date of birth, and so it's most solid information in your chart. So if you're an 11 and you want to get involved with a life path number of 9, you first of all need to ask yourself this: can I accept that someone with a life path number 9 has a much broader focus in his or her life than the relationship that they share with me? Are you able to accept when he or she becomes obsessed with saving a cause? They can get really fanatical about causes. How will you feel when the 9 jumps in to try and fix you or fix others? Will you be happy spending a lot of time outdoors in nature? Because if that's not your gig, I don't know, the 9s are very much about being outside in nature. Will you be able to will you be able to ground him or her if their dreams and visions become a little too unrealistic? They need to be able to dream. They need to be able to put it out there so that they can manifest a way to help others. But sometimes it might sound just a little too far-fetched, but you need to be able to support them through that. How will you feel when your 9 partner wants to financially support a cause way beyond your comfort zone, way beyond what you can afford? So if you get yourself involved in a relationship where you're sharing the finances, you need to know that he's going to want to contribute a good portion of that to people who he perceives needs it more than what you do. All right, lots to think about, hey? Okay, that's it. That's the master number 11 with the life path number of 9. So if you're curious about learning more, I would encourage you to check out my website at AnnPerryNumerologist.com. I do offer all kinds of readings there, and I want to point out that I do offer relationship compatibility readings. So if you're interested in finding out who's the right match for you, I break it down. I make a chart for you, I make a chart for them, and then I also create a chart that is for you and your partner based on your relationship. So it's kind of cool. It's all kinds of options for readings there. I also have my Facebook page. I post something new there every single day. Would love it if you would follow me. My YouTube channel, I really try hard, very, very hard every single day to answer your questions. So post a question, like it, share it, give it with someone else who would appreciate it as well. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for sticking it out with me with this whole 9 series. If you have any suggestions for any other series you'd like for me to run, love to hear from you. Hoping you're having a great day. Thanks for hanging out today. Take care. Bye for now.